Hello, and welcome to another episode of Unlock Your Soul Magic with Nikki Joshi. Just feeling a lot of chills and saying a warm welcome to everyone, whether you're new or been in my world for a long time. Today, I want to speak about the many layers um, around confidence. Confidence is this sometimes ever elusive, and sometimes we feel so much of it emotional state. And I want to break down, especially if you relate to being a high achiever and also being sensitive and empathic or intuitive. Um, and when I say achiever, it doesn't mean you have to have these big goals you've achieved, but you feel deeply ambitious and you have a deep sense of purpose and meaning that it's an important value for you to accomplish, to uh, make yourself useful or valuable. It can mean all these things. So I just want to name that. But let's come back to the topic of confidence because this started to come up as I recorded my last podcast. If you have not tuned into it, it's all about job uncertainty and fear and navigating um, the, I would call, rocky job market that is definitely true for people like me and around me in the Bay Area. I have to say it's been hard at the time of me recording this in May 2026. Took me a moment to track where we are. And what has come up in conversation since is okay, my confidence feels shaky. And I don't know if I'm confident enough to land a job, to keep my job, or what would happen, and how do I trust the future? And there's so many fears and worries in these statements, these thoughts. And I wanted to share what is hopefully a helpful framework and framing, and even just my biggest belief, amongst many others, are like awareness is such a helpful thing. And to be aware that these thoughts are coming up within you is so helpful because then you can do something about it. Like, is that really true? Do you really believe that to be true? That you know, I don't know if I can land a job or I'm not sure about my current job. Um, is that really all at risk? I'm not trying to question what may be a reality for you if you're dealing with a job loss or change. And my heart goes out to you if you're experiencing that, because I understand the um, how unstable it can make you feel when we all live lives that are quite dependent financially or in many other ways on a job. So, but I really hope that this conversation on confidence re inspires you and reignites hope that you can be confident even when things feel shaky and broken around you or even within you, then you can rebuild confidence. And I'm covered in chills as I say that. So, where I'd like to take our the framework I want to introduce, I actually channeled this many years ago. In fact, I have my notes here on the side. And oh my goodness, this is a channeling from 2021. It's remarkable how long that I have discovered this world of intuition and connecting to our unseen support, our guides, as I call them. And this is the message that I got a long time ago. So I'm going to be referencing my notes just so I can keep stay on track with how they described it. But the way um they gave me this analogy of a battery, and that self-confidence and confidence is like this battery. It's got many layers to it, just like you would charge up a battery and then you're fully charged. In the first level of charging a battery of confidence is all about the foundation. How do you connect to your inner self? Um, how how do you stay connected in a time like this? Do you still feel like you believe in yourself and your abilities and who you are? Um, or do you abandon parts of you, meaning that you feel disconnected from yourself because your external circumstances are saying, well, I don't have a job or I'm unable to get a job or and I'm starting to make that mean something about me. And is that really true? Yes, it's possible you don't have a job and there are circumstances that are in your control and out of your control, but does that mean that you are not capable of getting another job? Does that mean that um, you don't have the right skills? You're not worthy? I say that with a lot of caution because I feel like as of late, like worthiness and whether you're worthy enough or not can be mm, weaponized towards yourself. And what I mean by that is like, well, if I'm not worthy enough, I must be broken somehow. Self-esteem can also fall in that bucket. So I'm very careful to use those terms because I have personally not found them helpful on my own inner healing journey. So I come back to, I think the foundational element, if you're charging up or recharging your battery of confidence, the first level is this foundation. Like, how can you continue to relate to yourself, to believe in yourself, to trust yourself, and stay connected to yourself? It's okay if you're angry with yourself too at this time. That is very human to feel at a time when things are feeling really hard and circumstances are, you may start to think about maybe I should have done that, maybe I could have done this. It's very normal and very human. But come back to connection, just like any relationship you may be in or have been in whether it's family, friend, romantic partner. um, we can all rupture and we can repair. We can have an argument and we can come back and make amends. And in the same way, you can make amends and, oh, I have chills within yourself. Like, I'm so sorry that I felt so strongly about this and so angry about this. And I said such hurtful things. It's really okay to have that dialogue within yourself. And so many of us need that, especially at times when we can be so hard on ourselves. So, my encouragement to you is the most important thing for you to start to rebuild and recharge your confidence battery is to um, not be so hard on yourself and try to find gratitude and the good in everything you're doing. And this is where self care can be so helpful and so important at this time. Even just feeding yourself well, being outside in the sun, showering, connecting with people who care for you and care about you can make such a difference. So I implore you, as my guides are telling me, as I tell this to you, to really lean into self-care as a way to build that foundational piece of confidence in this confidence stack or battery. I don't want to change the analogy too much on you all. But the second layer I want to speak to is all about practice. And confidence really grows through lived experience. And sometimes when we're doing something new and we're all navigating, I'm speaking for myself also in a corporate job, that, it's a market unlike any other that I have seen personally in the spaces that I operate in and close friends and more do. And how will you know if something's going to work or not? You try, you experiment, you practice, and from there you build confidence because you put energy out there and you receive energy. And like, I applied to this job and it wasn't a great fit, and they never got back to me. And back to if you get that foundational piece, um, like I don't want to say right because there's no right or wrong way here. We're all trying to do our best in hard circumstances when our confidence battery gets depleted. But if we can come back and say, okay, that didn't work out. What do we try the next day? What feels right to do? And I will say one really helpful piece that can help with both the foundation as well as the practice levels of the confidence battery is really understanding your human design. Because this is where you get to learn more about you and your energetic tendencies. You mm, can also understand how can you best make moment to moment decisions using your energy. And I invite you to generate your chart on my website. I'll make sure there's a link wherever you're tuning into this. And it'll start to at least describe some language, however new or very fluent you are with your human design. But I really find that can help so much with understanding yourself deeply, relating to yourself deeply, and then to getting to this place of experimenting and practicing. Um, and I think three, I think we're ready to move on from the practicing, is a reflecting and a receiving. And what do I mean by that? Is we take time to assess, but we also take time to receive. Confidence is a two-way street. It's a two-way energy exchange that feels more aligned with the language I use. Two-way street felt too corporate jargony for me. Um, and so when I say that, I say we put out energy when we experiment. We put out a resume or application. We network with people. Network has some baggage around it, but we connect with people. We're like, I'm looking for this kind of role or job. But um, when you network, when you apply, you're putting out energy, and then you need to take time to receive it. And being open to it is so, so important. Many of us, if our foundation feels shaky and we're experimenting, but we feel very tentative and like our guard is up, we might unconsciously be like, I don't even want to know how that interview went. And oh my God, that uh, like I don't even want to figure out, like there's like this cringy feeling coming up in me. Like, I don't think that went great. And if you're resisting really receiving feedback, however it may show up, however it might land within you, and I'm holding my hand on my heart for all these sensitive, deeply feeling, deeply thinking people out there on this journey, because you extra think, you extra reflect, you extra everything about yourself because you're working so hard to do your best or be your best or help others. And it can be really hard to receive feedback. I can certainly attest to that as one who really struggled to really receive feedback and be open to it. So I would be very careful about how I receive it, who I receive it from. And I think there is value in being thoughtful about all of that. But at the same time, I do think being very open to receiving and receiving good things is key. Um, a thing that I feel like my guides want to name is you get to receive with boundaries. You get to tell the universe, okay, I'm going to go and do this job interview, and I'm not available for very harsh feedback or mistreatment of any sort, or things that you're just not available for. It is absolutely okay to set boundaries. I say this with so much love that we don't swing our energy all the way to the other side. Well, I've been so guarded, so let me just hide out here, to all the way like, I'm open and give it all to me. I do think there is mm, value in having boundaries that's a whole other topic. And I don't even think it's a podcast. It's a whole course that I would love to create at some point on boundaries, especially if you're relate to being sensitive or empathic and then dealing with much more narcissistic or extractive energies around you. If you're interested in something like that, please let me know, because I have learned a lot in my own journey around that through practitioners and through my own life experiences, lived experiences, and healed a lot and worked through a lot. So I want to name that. And we come back to we learn to receive, and we say, I'm very open to receiving positive recognition, validation, appreciation. And it may come in all kinds of forms. When you set these intentions, be open to, oh, somebody messaged me on LinkedIn or texted me about something that they really appreciated about me, while empathizing with my current situation, and how lovely it is to receive that. Yes, it may not be showing up exactly in the form of a next job that you may be calling in, but take a moment to receive that in your body. But this receiving piece is so key. You are here staying clear to receive a new job. And you get to practice receiving in all sorts of ways with boundaries. And as we talked about, we've got foundation, all things related to relating to yourself. Like, how can you strengthen your relationship to yourself? How do you strengthen your practicing with others? How do you strengthen your receiving? And then how do you trust? The last layer I want to speak to is trust. So, what do I mean by trust? I mean trust in life, in the unknown, in uncertainty, in the universe, really, in something that is beyond you. It could be in your guides, your higher power or unseen power is the term I prefer. God, universe. But it's all things that we may tend to call outside of our control. We need to bring in this energy of trust. And it's something that is extra tricky if you relate to being a high achiever, because here's my take on it, at least, is that when you learn to use your intellect and all of your skills, and I believe energetic skills too, to manifest things, to achieve goals, you get pretty confident and get pretty used to being in control in some ways. And then it can be really hard when life life starts lifing, let's say, things happen and you realize you don't have as much control as you thought you did. And that can be a very bitter pill to swallow, to use that expression. And it takes time to rebuild trust in the unknown and the universe and something beyond yourself. So, we talked a little bit earlier about relating to yourself as the foundation, and that definitely has a big layer of trusting yourself. No matter what happens, no matter what you do, you can forgive yourself, you can thank yourself, you can love yourself. Um, but even with the universe, I actually invite us all to do a quick practice because we all have baggage with the universe. We all have had big expectation hangovers. As um, a coach I have really followed and worked with over the years, Christine Hassler, likes to say a expectation hangover is a hard thing to recover from, because you lose faith, you lose trust, you lose belief. And these are all key practices that we lean into to believe and hope in the possibilities in front of us, our future. And so I invite us all to put our hands on our heart. Everything I say here is an invitation, so do what feels right for you. But I'm putting my right hand on my heart and just taking a moment to envision the universe or God or your guides, replace it with whatever name feels right, just floating in front of you as a bubble, in a bubble. It's like a ball of energy that's showing up in front of me. And if you play with another visual that comes through, maybe it's a god or goddess, maybe it's something else altogether, maybe it's the earth, maybe it's just what looks like ether or air, or maybe you have a sensation all around you. Just know that you're taking a moment to connect to the energy of what's beyond you that has this universal intelligence and flow within it that's always supporting and loving you. And just take a moment to notice how you feel in your body. Is there constriction? Is there openness? Are you unsure about where this is all going? It's all okay. We're all just sometimes taking this leap of faith and trust, leaning into trust that something good can come of this. Maybe you can hold the energy of curiosity around what is it that I'm feeling into. And I'm going to use what's called the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's just 4 lines, and you can say it after me in your mind or out loud. Again, to the universe or unseen part that you are connecting to right now. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. We'll do that 2 more times. Again, these four lines to the universe with our connection to it, amplified by our collective bar together. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. Again, last time together. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. Bring your other hand on top of your current hand if it's on your heart, and taking a deep breath in, exhaling out through your mouth. May that exhale help you let go of any baggage, or worries, or anger. Ask that it all be pushed out through you and transmuted through this experience we just had. May we all open up to love and understanding around the force and intelligence beyond us. We thank you for receiving. So, coming back to the room, I didn't invite us all to close our eyes, but just felt guided to do that myself. And no matter how that unfolded for you, trust that it was absolutely right for you. So I just want to reiterate what we talked about is rebuilding our confidence battery starts with the foundation of deeply relating to ourselves and trusting ourselves. And the second layer being allowing ourselves to practice and experiment, allowing ourselves to then receive. So back to giving energy, receiving recognition and validation. So that's what builds confidence and trust around around a new skill, which may even be manifesting a new job. And then lastly, the biggest layer that I think we can miss when things get hard is trust, trusting in something beyond us, and trusting that the universe is always supporting us in so many ways. I hope that this conversation and this felt experience helped you reconnect to more of that. If this brought up more questions or doubts, I'm very open in the comments on my YouTube channel, or you can always reach me at hellosoul@nikkijoshi.com. And I'm very open to your feedback or inquiries there as you're navigating this all as a soul, having a human experience. I'm sending you all so much love for anything hard that you're navigating as it relates to this theme of rebuilding confidence through all these many layers. And I do hope you receive this message, this podcast, as a way to not feel like, oh, you've got so much work cut out for you to do on this front, but rather, oh, and now I've activated this framework and I can do so much. And so, with that, I think I'm complete with you all. Know that if you feel called to explore anything more deeply on this front, my offering suite will be linked below. I do one-on-ones and have a number of courses, including one related to navigating job loss, uncertainty, or grief, to also many things that help you feel supported at a soul level, as well as support for you as a business owner as well, if that's something you relate to. With so much love and gratitude, thank you all for receiving. Thank you so much for receiving. Bonus bloopers. Oh, can you current dragon fit in that or not?
I don't know.
Let's try. Okay. Can you take it down? I'll be down in 5 minutes. I'm almost done recording. Oh, and now I've activated this framework and I can do so much. I'm finishing up a recording. I'll be there. I'll be ready in a few minutes. And we'll delete that.